Some people aren't tired because they're lazy. They're tired because they've been stuck in survival mode for far too long. When life becomes nothing but bills, pressure, disappointment, stress, responsibilities, and emotional exhaustion, the mind stops thinking about growth. It stops thinking about dreams, about purpose, about happiness. It only thinks about one thing: how do I get through tomorrow? And survival mode changes people. You stop dreaming. You stop feeling excited about life. The small moments that once made you smile don't hit the same anymore. You wake up exhausted before the day even begins, mentally drained, emotionally heavy, running on empty every single day. And the dangerous part is this: at first, survival mode feels temporary. You tell yourself, once I get through this month, once things calm down, once life gets easier. But months turn into years, and slowly, survival mode stops becoming a phase. It becomes your identity. You become so used to struggling that peace starts to feel unfamiliar. You become so used to carrying everything alone that rest starts to feel wrong. You become so focused on surviving that you forget you were meant to actually live. And burnout from survival mode isn't just physical exhaustion. It's emotional numbness. It's mental fatigue. It's staring at your life wondering why, no matter how hard you work, life keeps demanding more from you. It's feeling disconnected from yourself, disconnected from joy, disconnected from the person you used to be. And eventually, people reach a point where they don't even know what they need anymore. They just know they can't keep carrying life the same way. But here's what nobody tells you. Survival mode may have protected you, but it was never meant to become your permanent home. You deserve more than constantly recovering from life. You deserve peace. You deserve rest without guilt. You deserve mornings that don't feel heavy. You deserve a life where you can finally breathe again. Healing begins the moment you stop treating yourself like a machine and start treating yourself like a human being who's been carrying too much for too long. And maybe right now, you don't need to have everything figured out. Maybe the first step is simply admitting this. I'm tired of surviving. And that's okay. You cannot heal while constantly living in emergency mode. Think about that for a moment. How can a person recover when every day feels like a crisis? How can someone find peace when they're constantly putting out fires just to make it through another week? A person who spends every day fighting to stay afloat will eventually lose something, not because they're weak, not because they lack discipline, not because they aren't trying hard enough. They lose energy, they lose motivation, they lose confidence, and sometimes they lose hope. Because human beings were never designed to live under nonstop pressure without rest. We weren't built to carry the weight of the world every single day. We weren't meant to function like machines. The mind needs recovery, the body needs stillness, the heart needs connection, and the soul needs a purpose that goes beyond mere survival. But many people never give themselves permission to stop. They keep pushing, keep grinding, keep carrying, keep pretending they're okay, until one day they realize they're exhausted from a battle they've been fighting for years. And here's where so many people get it wrong. They believe burnout means they need to try harder, work harder, push harder, sacrifice more, sleep less, do more, be more. But sometimes the answer is the exact opposite. Sometimes healing begins when you slow down, when you stop running long enough to hear your own thoughts, when you stop measuring your worth by your productivity, when you stop believing that exhaustion is proof of success. Sometimes the answer is rebuilding yourself mentally, learning to think differently, learning to let go of the constant pressure you've placed on your shoulders, learning that not every problem must be solved today. Sometimes the answer is creating structure instead of chaos, protecting your peace instead of defending your stress, setting boundaries instead of carrying everyone's burdens, choosing rest before your body forces it upon you. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop participating in the cycle of emotional overload. Because constantly being overwhelmed is not a badge of honor. Constantly being exhausted is not a personality trait. And constantly surviving is not the life you were meant to live. Because surviving is not the same as living. Surviving is getting through the day. Living is experiencing the day. Surviving is enduring. Living is growing. Surviving is existing. Living is becoming. You deserve more than a life that feels like an endless emergency. You deserve moments of peace, moments of joy, moments where your shoulders finally relax, moments where your mind is quiet, moments where you remember who you are beyond your struggles. So if you're exhausted, if you're burned out, if you're tired of carrying everything alone, maybe your next step isn't to push harder. Maybe your next step is to heal, to breathe, to rest, to recover, and to remember you were created for more than survival. You were meant to live.